A deep dive into the violent unraveling of pirate software from industry icon to glorified lolcow by Mujin.
The bigger they are, the harder they fall. And that phrase is perfect to describe when a massive content creator gets into controversy bad enough to end their career. But when it comes to PirateSoftware, he wasn't just a big content creator. He was someone who managed to blow up from 13,000 subscribers all the way to 1.1 million in less than 2 months, taking over
insane.
the YouTube Shorts algorithm at some point, and even making over $50,000 in one Twitch stream. However, he also
50,000! Holy moly!
managed to lose all of that just as fast. His actions didn't just make him unlikable, but it exposed him, both as a brand and as a person, making people realize that they had subscribed to him over lies or exaggerations, and that he never showed his true self until now. You've no doubt somehow heard about this already. So many people are talking about him because it's that much of a crazy story, and so I thought of making a video going back to the first ever incident and how it led us here today. So without further ado, let's do this. All right, so the first question to even ask here is, where the hell did PirateSoftware even come from? Well, he created his channel in 2016, and while his channel would grow over the years, it would do so in a very slow manner, reaching 13,000 subscribers after 7 years.
That's basically the average content creator experience, isn't it? 7 years as a content creator, and you go to 10K. And you go to 10K. That's the average experience for us as normal plebs, right? Average until the viral, indeed. Yeah, average until the viral. Yo, there will always be a moment like pew. It's just about, can you wait so long? Ew. We're watching a video about PirateSoftware. Welcome in, Namfox. Hello. Hello.
But then, at the end of October 2023, he would take a decision that would change his life forever. And that would be uploading highlights of his Twitch streams as YouTube Shorts. These were such an incredible success that for a while they took over the YouTube Shorts algorithm. In fact, I wouldn't be surprised at all if a huge portion of you watching this video right now came across these shorts on your own time. The views speak for themselves, with tens of millions of people being exposed to his channel for the first time and liking it. But how did he manage to do that when so many others couldn't? Well, many different shorts actually share the same factors. All you have to do is just watch one to understand the appeal. This short right here, titled Social Engineering, has every single one of these factors combined. So let's take a look at it and then I'll explain. Watch.
So when I worked at Blizzard, I had to do a social engineering task where I had to hit customer support, and I had to get 50 questions answered. And let me tell you, I got my questions answered. I shouldn't have. That was the problem. They're not supposed to answer those. And one of the things that I found that was really interesting is people that had been there for 1 year were really, really hard to trick. But people that had been there for 5 years were really easy to trick. What have we learned? We've learned that training is the issue. Everybody that actually worked at the company got training in their first year, and then they never got training again. So they became complacent, exactly. The director of CS came, and he said, I want the names. And I said, I'm not giving you the names. You're just going to fire those people. And he goes, I'm going to go to your boss. I was like, do it. My boss is like, you got the names? I was like, yeah. And he goes, you going to give them to him? And I was like, no. And he goes, he's not going to give you the names, bud. And then I sat down and I was like, look, I'm not giving you the names, because if I did, you'd fire all of these people that are your best employees, the ones that have been here the longest. And in 4 years, you will have the exact same problem with the people that are newbies right now. The issue is not the employees, it's your training regimen. I sat down with him, we created a new 6-month training regimen, and guess what? I went back about a year later, did the same thing. All those people passed with flying colors. Not a single one of them answered my questions.
Oh, yeah. I wish so many more companies would understand that, honestly. I wish so many companies would understand that.
Well, there you have it. The deep voice, with the confidence and eloquence in his speech, as well as the whiteboard he was drawing on at the bottom that was meant to soothe any attention span issues Gen Z might have, was the perfect
The call out. Okay, yeah. Where's the Subway Surfer video, please? I cannot. Where is the Subway Surfer? My attention span. I need it. Zacharias, how you doing? Welcome, welcome. Hello. You didn't have to call it out that hard. No, literally, that was a direct attack. Knife in the heart. Boom.
Combination. Additionally, this story made him out to be a genius, but not just any genius, a noble genius who saved 8 employees from losing their jobs by standing up to the evil boss. And where did that boss work? At some unknown company? No, he worked at the grand, prestigious video game company, Blizzard Entertainment. Yes, that's right. This guy right here, talking in such an amazing, eloquent tone, worked at Blizzard Entertainment. And that's something he would make sure to mention any chance he got.
When I worked at Blizzard,
I mean, honestly, no, honestly, me too. If I would have worked for Blizzard, I would flex that too. If I would have worked for Blizzard, I would let people know. I don't know. I feel like this is like the pinnacle when you're working in the gaming industry, working for Ubi, working for Blizzard, working for Riot, working for, you know. Yeah. Holy shit, he worked at Blizzard. He never mentions that. No, I'm just saying, I would honestly, hands down, I will do that as well. If I would have worked at Blizzard, I will do that. I will say, I will flex. I will be like, or Riot Games. I will be like, yes, I will do it. Oh, why is it? Oh, the mother snatcher! A mosquito bit me. Oh, that's why it's so. No, it started itching. That damn mosquito. A mosquito bit me. Oh no! Why? Damn it. I worked 7 years in Blizzard. Wait, are you memeing or for real? Bite it back, show dominance. Ew! Captain got hit. I repeat, Captain got hit. No, literally! I got hit! I got stung! Oh, I hate mosquito bites so much. Really, it's... Oh, I hate him. I hate him. Some people are like, yeah, whatever, you know. No, I literally hate mosquito bites. It's... Okay.
Blizzard. I did that for Blizzard. Blizzard, 7 years, yeah. Blizzard. I used to work at Blizzard Entertainment.
Anyway,
Same.
we'll get back to that
No,
later in the
actually.
video. But for now, all you have to understand is that these shorts were extremely effective. PirateSoftware had gone from 13,000 subscribers to 1 million before the year even ended. That's 2 months, going from 13,000 to 1.1 million. And over time, his shorts have racked up almost 2.3 billion views.
Billion?
A massive, astounding achievement in such a short amount of time. But YouTube wasn't the only platform that benefited. I mean, these shorts were highlights from his streams. So of course people went to those streams to see the real thing live. And so his Twitch channel went from 400 concurrent viewers to thousands. And within barely 3 months, he was at over 8,000 concurrent viewers. That's top 1% of the top 1%. Now look, of course you might think, well, there are bigger streamers out there, of course. But even those streamers must have gotten envious sometimes because of how loyal and supportive PirateSoftware's community was. On December 2023, he would beat Twitch's hype train record. When enough people donate bits or gift subs, the hype train is activated, starting at level 1. While that's happening, a timer starts counting down to 0. If more people donate, the timer resets and they get to level 2. PirateSoftware's community had gotten him to level 55, and they discovered together that level 55 was actually the cap. No one had ever reached a hype train level this high on the entire platform. He had gotten over 7,000 subs and 1.8 million bits. If you don't
Holy moly! That's insane! This is life-changing money for so many people. Like you can even cut this down in like 100 people and it's still life-changing money, or even 1,000. That's insane. Like nearly 2 million bits. Oh. How will you reach if we that to you, Mina? Wait. React? Oh, you mean react? I think I will pass away. Hi, Maki. How you doing? Welcome. That's more than I've seen in virtual. Jesus Christ. That's insane amount of money. Yeah, faint stream. Yeah, faint stream. Literally, I would faint. I will pass out. Oh yeah. What? No. Mm. I will panic, pass out, and then. Maybe that's the reason it's a last stream. Maybe. No, this will never happen to me. It's okay. It's okay. I wanted to say thanks for the raid yesterday. I don't know if you read it yesterday, but you fixed my shout out clip player by just your aura. Oh, damn. You're welcome, of course. I wasn't able to stay. I had to raid and dip, so I'm sorry for not staying. But yeah, of course. Thank you so much for being here. Hey. I caught someone going over that hype train level live a few months ago, I think. Really? Over level 55? That's insane. That's millions. Millions! With an S at the end. Millions! Oh, wow. No worries. Also, your accent is very cute. Sending hugs. Oh, thank you so much. Thank you. Hugs back. Hugs back. Thank you. I think so. It was back after the drama that happened around the time. Oh, wow. Okay. Insane. That's from this alone, you can retire. You can just retire. With this moolah, you can retire. No? That's so much money. Yeah. That's so much money. Oh.
Don't know what this means. He had essentially made $50,000 in one stream.
Damn. In one stream. It would take 6 years to get so many bits for one person every month. 25k bits. Everything. Like, look at how many subs. Those are 7,321 subs. Damn.
This guy's community was so unstoppable that it made everyone else be aware of his existence. So much so that he actually was able to get nominated to the Streamer Awards in December of 2023. He was barely getting viral. But this is just how influential he was in such a short span of time. But what I want you to understand here is that the Streamer Awards actually have way bigger streamers than PirateSoftware in other category nominations. For example, like XQC or Kai Cenat. These streamers would of course send their own communities to go vote for them on the website. And they did so with no issues. But when PirateSoftware sent his community to vote for him, they crashed the fucking website. No other content creator had even come close to crashing the website. So it goes without saying that he won the Best Software and Game Development Streamer Award in 2023. He wasn't just absolutely killing it, the guy was speedrunning being a content creator, getting to 1 million.
Oh, this I didn't know. That's insane.
Subs, getting hundreds of thousands of followers on Twitch, winning streamer awards, and beating records when it came to donations on Twitch. So of course, I say this with no exaggeration, the sky was the limit and the guy was barely getting started. If he could achieve that in just a couple of months, what could he achieve in years? Would he become a legend? Achieve stardom?
That's insane. Oh, I think to live a middle-class lifestyle off of just passive income in the USA is something like 2 million USD in investments these days. Probably similar for EU. Oh yeah. It's expensive. Like for Switzerland, if you want to live middle, like the average middle income, middle class stuff, average middle income in Switzerland is 7 or 8k Swiss francs. Yo. Switzerland not in the EU, so I'm still right. Fair enough. Yeah. Yeah, we call it Medianlohn. Is I can check. Wait a second. Before I say bullshit. Wait a second. Medianlohn Schweiz. Okay, 2022, it was 6,788 Swiss francs brutto for every month. So 1 month salary is 6.7k Swiss francs. Let's see for this year. Apparently still the same or around the same. So every year it's 81.4k francs that you're making. 81.4k francs a year. Yo. That is, let me see, 6,700 CHF to euros. In euros, it's 7.1k euros. And in US dollars, it's 8.3k. So 6.7 Swiss francs is 8.3k US dollars. That's the average salary. Like, you know, the middle, from the people that have the lowest salary to the people that have the highest salary. That is the middle ground of what people are being paid in this country. Is that single person? It's single person. Single person. If you work 100%, single person is around 6.7k. That is basically double the Dutch median income. Yup. Welcome to Switzerland. I'm telling you, this country is super expensive. That's why when we go outside of the country, when we go vacation somewhere, we feel rich. But in our own country, we are barely even hitting the median income. Yep. Be right back, brushing up my French and making plans to move to Geneva. Welcome. No, you know how many people are living around the borders of France and Italy and Germany and Austria and just work in Switzerland but live in Europe. They are making so much more money. It's insane. Honestly, it's insane. I'm sorry for making fun of your German accent, Captain. Do you teach classes? Can you afford a full-time teacher for a month for 6.7k? Yeah, but you have to correct for buying power because your savings are worth far more than ours. Oh yeah, indeed. If we both save 5% of our income each month, your savings have twice the value. Twice the value in Europe, yes, but in Switzerland, it's still not enough money. It's not a lot of money. It's not. Yo. Be right back, going to eat. Have a good night. Have a good meal. Oh, So that 6.7k is coming back from a double-edged knife now. It is. I like German women. Hey, you need to try to catch a Swiss girl then. 6.7k median income, everyone. 6.7k median income. Come to Switzerland. And yeah, my dad earns like over double the Dutch average income. Ooh, nice for him. That's a flex. Yeah. Money is money. It's still double my mine converted to euros from francs. Oof. Yeah. I mean, that's why Switzerland is such a expensive country for tourists, right? You need to have a lot of money to come here. A lot, because everything is super expensive, super duper expensive. My mom earns so little she doesn't have to pay taxes. Ooh. Yeah, but it's still nice for her to have a little income, isn't it? So she can buy herself what she wants. Yeah, doesn't have to ask constantly for money. Yeah. Anyway, let's continue.
Either way, he was unstoppable until he wasn't. And he had no one to blame but himself. The first incident that would begin his cataclysmic downfall was, in the most ironic way possible, in a World of Warcraft dungeon. Yes, Blizzard Entertainment's biggest game of all time. And it would become his worst nightmare. Guys, I don't think World of Warcraft needs any introduction, okay? It came out in 2004 and revolutionized gaming forever. Many games tried to copy it, many games tried to compete with it, they all died, and this game is still alive today in 2025. Now, throughout the years, it has received many different expansions, 9 in total. And while they would add more content, quests, story, sometimes new races, sometimes new classes, some of them would also permanently alter the game's fundamental mechanics. In other words, the game that you're playing now in 2025 is vastly different from the game that you would have played on release day.
Oh, absolutely. Like, wow. WoW changed completely in what type of game it is. Completely. Yeah. Wait, I think EU citizens can travel to Switzerland fairly easy, right? Yup, they do. They do. We have open borders with EU. Yup.
One could even go as far as saying that they're completely different games at this point. Seeing that so many people's most meaningful gaming experience while they were growing up was World of Warcraft, a lot of them yearned for nostalgia. A lot of them wanted to relive those days when all they had to do was worry about mechanics from 10 or even 15 years ago. This would result in the rise of WoW private servers. Unofficial servers ran by fans in which they would use old versions of the game. At some point, Blizzard would start taking down some of the most popular private servers and would cause community outrage, with many.
Yeah, look at that. Blizzard shuts down popular fan-run pirate server for Classic WoW. Everyone loved Classic WoW. So many people were hosting their own private servers just to play the Classic. And that's why Blizzard, in the end, came up with WoW Classic, just for that. No stopping the pirates! Never are! Never ever!
Asking Blizzard directly, well, why are you going to take them down, seeing that there's demand for them if you're not going to make one of your own? And so they took their sweet time, but eventually, in the year 2019, they would launch World of Warcraft Classic. Bringing back World of Warcraft exactly how it was back during patch 1.12.1 of September 2006, before the launch of its first ever expansion. It would run in parallel to the normal World of Warcraft of today and would slowly re-release its expansions, allowing people to relive them once more. In the summer of 2023, World of Warcraft Classic would release the Hardcore Realms game mode. These are separate servers from normal ones in which you can create a new character, but if you die, you lose that character forever, hence why it was called Hardcore.
Yeah, that was a big thing on Twitch, right? There was a meta of streaming WoW Hardcore. So many people even tried WoW for the very first time, the ones that didn't even play WoW, and they were all playing Hardcore. Yup.
And this is where Sodapoppin comes in, a streamer that has been streaming for over a decade now. In his early days, he was a popular World of Warcraft streamer, and when he saw the announcement of World of Warcraft Classic Hardcore, he would create a hardcore streamer guild in October 2023, in which he and a bunch of other big streamers would try their best to level up their character to level 60 without dying, and eventually also try to do endgame content. It was a big success, so at the end of 2024, he decided to launch Season 2. This time, better and bigger than ever before. The amount of streamers that participated in this Season 2 was insane. There are streamers here who had never even played World of Warcraft, that were huge in games that they played. Some were League.
Yeah, see, it was so many people that never played the game before, but they started to, because it was such a big thing. Like, yeah, OnlyFangs. Yeah, it was such a big thing. Everyone was jumping on the bandwagon, hype wagon of hardcore.
League of Legends pros, some were Counter-Strike pros. I mean, the list went on. It was an astounding amount of people. And of course, one of the many, many big streamers that had joined OnlyFangs was none other than PirateSoftware. Seeing that he had built such a massive influence over the year of 2024, adding him to the guild was seen as a net positive. It was seen as a good thing, until one day, it wasn't. The maximum level you could reach in World of Warcraft Classic Hardcore was level 60, and getting there, just by itself, is already an ordeal that lasts dozens of hours and sees you try your best to not die.
Yeah.
Now, Dire Maul is a dungeon that you can only access if you're level 58 at the minimum, and its appeal is the amount of great gear that it drops. Dungeons are typically ran by 5 people, so PirateSoftware.
Oh yeah, dungeons. Nowadays, when you start to play WoW, dungeons I think open at level 15, right? Around level 15, and they are the fastest way to level up, I believe, or farming in specific dungeons or farming in specific areas of the world. Anyways, like for the average, if you're not like full on tryharding, like just play dungeons, and then you're getting gear, always better gear that is matching your level, and you're pretty fast in leveling up through them. Yep. Yeah. My precious pirate, ahoy! Ahoy! Did you see Club World Cup final? No, I didn't. Welcome in, Johnson. I don't have time for that at the moment. I don't. Yeah.
And 4 other streamers decided to take this on in order to get better gear. Now, usually, when you're in a dungeon or a raid, there's always a team leader, someone who calls the shots. It's a very stressful role, especially.
Yeah, that's usually the tank, though. Usually the tank is the one that calls the shots, so... And the damage dealers and the healer are after the tank.
In a raid when you're managing a couple dozen people, and it's even crazier in hardcore World of Warcraft because whatever you decide might affect the accounts of the people playing. One wrong move and they lose dozens of hours of progress, and it's all on you. I'm saying this because I want you to bear in mind that PirateSoftware is not the group leader here. But as silly as this sounds, the beginning of PirateSoftware's downfall was because of this dungeon and what you're about to see here. The YouTuber Dev, otherwise known as Short Fat Otaku, great name by the way, combined the
Base name right there! Wow! Don't call us out like that! Oh wow, Uzis! Don't call us out like that!
perspectives of everyone who was streaming in the dungeon minus one person. One of them was PirateSoftware on the top right. As you're watching this, you're going to hear the team leader say, run. In World of Warcraft dungeons or raids, this means retreat, but help each other retreat. Not every man for himself, don't care about your teammates. You're meant to stick around, try your best to outmaneuver the enemies while making sure your teammates also make it out with you.
Yeah,
but,
true.
As you might guess, that's not what happened here at all. Watch.
Uh-oh.
God damn
Run,
it.
run.
Just run. Keith, are you done here?
All right, so he said run. The team tries their best to make sure that they all get out together.
They're running together.
I'll see how you find. Any grenades?
Oh, why attacking?
You can just
Heal him.
Yeah, you just heal me. Just come back a little bit.
Oh, okay. I mean, Iceland, like
like
Ice Blizzard slows. That's true. It slows. It's an AOE that is slowing.
Yep.
Pirate, why are you walking, bro?
What are you talking about? Why am I walking?
This
Look
is
at my mana.
salvageable. Come on,
Innovate you?
man.
Kill the.
So his teammate told him, Pirate, why are you walking, bro? This is salvageable. Come on, man. He doesn't care. He keeps running all by himself.
Just kill the mastiffs.
Innovate.
Innovate the
Use
healer.
Nova,
Kill
bro,
the
come on.
mastiffs. We got
Heal.
this. In a sense of.
More something?
Do you see my mana? What am I supposed to do for you?
Just kill the mastiffs. One shot. Okay, we
More
pulled
on the
another
way,
shot
more on the
right
way.
now. The mastiffs can be ice novas.
Now we're gonna wait.
Oh, he kept running instead of listening to the dungeon leader or to the group's leader and attacking. Oh, it wasn't coordinated and probably got wiped, right?
Okay, get out, get out.
Run.
Evocation's on cooldown, man.
I can taunt last
How much mana is
moment
ice?
as well.
There's no way that much mana.
You have a boss in you. You called run.
Getting slowed.
Fuck. Wait.
Anything for me?
I can-
Snuppy. Oh,
I
no.
don't think I cannot
Oh.
stun him. Also,
No,
I
just
good.
run out.
Just
Run out.
drinks.
So, that sounded like a massive fuck up, didn't it?
Yes, it did, short fat
Ooh.
otaku. Bear in mind, PirateSoftware's excuse here was, I have no mana, I can't help you, when he clearly had 2 items in his inventory that could bring back up his mana. He could have told
Here, this one I believe is a mana potion. I believe this one as well. I'm not too sure. Or is it that one? I'm not too sure about the mana potions anymore. It's been a while since I played WoW. No! Lunar, thank you! Thank you so much for the raid. I appreciate. How you doing, everyone? Welcome. Yeah! Big back B raid. Let's go. Bzzz. Welcome, raiders. Welcome. How was your stream? Welcome. Thank you so much for entrusting your community to me. I appreciate. Thank you. Thank you. Hey. Good. Was shorter. Oh, that's okay. Short streams are valid as well. Yes. We are currently watching a video about PirateSoftware. Yes. Oh, we'll explain next time about the Star Wars stuff. Okay. That wasn't directed to me. Okay. Hey, Lacrosse Pally. Thank you so much for following. How you doing? Welcome. Yes, thank you so much for addressing your community to me. But Raiders and you, Lunar, please don't feel obligated to stay. I will totally understand if you raid and dip. But you're most welcome to stay around and watch the video with me. We are 13 minutes into a 1 hour 9 minute video. Minute long video, not minute video. Minute long video. Yes. Let's go. Thank you so much. Also, Jawa, thank you for following. I appreciate. Welcome, bees. Welcome, raiders. Yeah, no worries. When collab, we could talk in DMs about that. It's supposed to be banned in my country. Wait, what? What? Ads? Really? Ooh! But yeah, thank you so much for being here. I hope you'll enjoy your stay if you decide to stay. Yeah! We'll continue with the video. It's about PirateSoftware. Aye! Why are everybody talking about PirateSoftware? He did a big oopsie doopsie. Yo. He did a very, very big oopsie doopsie. That's why. And we are learning right now with the entire video on everything that was happening and what led to status quo now. Yeah. He did an oopsie doopsie and nuclear oopsie doopsie, and now we're learning about it. Because I can't tell you everything that has been going on, so I want to educate myself before I speak too much on the matter. Yeah. Okay, let's continue.
totally helped and saved his 2 teammates that ended up dying, losing all their progress. This was a disaster. One of his teammates, Yamato, on the left here, confronted him and was asking him what happened, like what's going on. And this was what PirateSoftware had to say right after the fact.
You instantly ran. You didn't even look
As much
back.
as you're angry right now, Of course I ran.
I'm not angry at all.
You
I'm not angry at all.
overpulled 2 packs. You overpulled 2 packs and a boss. I had 1,400 mana left. I had to spend all of that mana to try and put it on Blizzard to save you guys in the first place, and nothing.
Yeah, because
left.
of the
You
slow.
weren't paying attention to party resources. You overpulled, and you weren't paying attention to where the boss was. That's not on me.
So 2 of his teammates pretty much lost everything. He very clearly ran on his own when he could have just said, you know what, look, yes, I panicked, I screwed up, my bad, sorry. But he instead decides to blame his entire team except for himself. It was your guys' fault for pulling in the enemies. It was your guys' fault for calling run in the middle of a fight. It was your guys' fault for this and that. This was very weird behavior. I mean, this is just a game. And he was acting like if he apologized, he would be committing a cardinal sin or something. It made his teammates very uncomfortable to the point where the guild leader had to step in. Now, Sodapoppin was initially the guild leader, but then, unexpectedly, he dueled Tyler1, who had leveled up to level 60 and became a very important member of the guild in a fight that would determine who the new guild master would be. What no one was expecting, though, was that Tyler1 would beat Sodapoppin, becoming the guild master. Seeing that this was becoming a big guild issue, he had to step in and brought both Yamato and PirateSoftware into a call in order to squash the beef once and for all. The result? A catastrophe.
Oh
Watch.
no.
What do you want, man?
Let me say it again.
He already said his piece.
Pirate.
Go on.
Oh,
Yeah,
dear
I
God.
want to speak to him because I didn't speak to him correctly. I said it again. We all did mistakes, bro. Like I didn't say, we are just blaming you. It's about the zero accountability is what makes us so mad.
There's no zero
You see the point?
accountability, dude. Everyone can do something better.
you-
But when you open up and you yell over another person
listen,
like you
can
were
I
doing earlier,
speak?
nah, I'm good.
You
See ya. I'm not doing that shit again with him. Nah, he did it the
Okay,
first
that's
time. I'm
super
not doing it a
immature.
second.
What?
Not interested.
I mean, this is so weird. Yamato was being as mature as possible here, saying, listen, this was all our fault. We're not blaming you. We just want you to admit, just like we've admitted, that we all screwed up, and he couldn't even say that. Leaving the call like an immature, disrespectful baby as Yamato was talking. This not only rubbed his dungeon teammates the wrong way, it rubbed the entire OnlyFangs guild as well as the viewers the wrong way. As criticism was mounting, PirateSoftware was for the first time confronting massive controversy coming his way. At any point in time, he could have just simply apologized and moved on. Instead, he only chose to double down, playing the victim and saying that other streamers and OnlyFangs just want to cause problems with him for no reason whatsoever.
Content is causing drama and problems. There's a lot of streamers actually in this guild that want to cause problems specifically with me, and have even stated so publicly on their Twitch, saying that they want to have a fight with me for content. That's not content. That's dog shit. Ridiculous.
Oh, so instead of then trying to or wanted to take a little bit of accountability or be like, hey, this was just effed up for everyone, let's just move on, or let's apologize to each other and everything, he's doubling or tripling down and being like, oh god, oh nosies, oh nosies, oh nosies.
Not gonna be a part of it.
I mean, seriously, why would people just want to attack you unprovoked for no reason whatsoever? What a cruel...
Yeah, just, oh yeah, I'm just being used for drama content farming. Huh? What?
world we live in. The bulk of these events would unfold from January 10th to January 12th, 2025. By that time, PirateSoftware would have received so much criticism, so much hate, that he felt compelled to post a long tweet explaining his point of view on Twitter, saying, "To those trying to character assassinate me online for a bad pull in Dire Maul WoW hardcore, this is hardcore WoW and a lot is on the line when you step foot into a dungeon. Here is a light breakdown of the last 24 hours. Our party went the wrong way and overpulled multiple packs with the boss. The shot caller made the call to run, then went back on that call. During the run out, another pack was pulled as we had opted to skip it previously, which is never a good thing. Communication was completely broken throughout this, and it was our second time failing the dungeon. Everyone played poorly, and 2 people ultimately lost their characters for it. Each person in this group made mistakes, including myself. I have never once said I was perfect in my play, nor that I was a god gamer. I'm just an ex-Blizzard employee that has played Mage for a long time. To pin that on a..."
Oh no, he mentioned again. Ex-Blizzard employee. Ah! Wait, what happened in chat? Oh, okay. Thanks, bye. What? Thank you for modding. Thank you for modding.
A single person is absurd at best, and if you're calling for death and cancellation over it, you're too invested in this content in a very unhealthy way. If you're a creator engaging in this kind of behavior, then eventually your content wave will end, but the relationships you've sullied will be permanent. Hope it was worth it for you. To those trying to defend me, don't worry about it. This too shall pass. Do not attack anyone else on my behalf. I've always hated that kind of behavior. I have no intention of stopping making things or not doing stuff as I have already been. Those who are banned will stay so. I've never liked that kind of knee-jerk reaction behavior in our community before, and I will not be changing that now. For those that don't understand why they will stay banned, we had a 10-hour-long hate raid over it live on Twitch. We had to ban nearly 4,000 accounts across all platforms, and our moderators received death threats regularly throughout it all. People called for me to be kicked
that's
both
not
in-game
okay.
and out of game. They tried to get me banned from Twitch, the guild, and WoW. They tried to make disparaging comments about our ferret rescue or that we somehow hurt animals. They tried to spread rumors saying I was convicted of felonies and many other things. The internet hate machine will not defeat me or the community that supports me. See you in WoW Hardcore tomorrow. So this was posted on January 13th, 2025. And while he did
Okay, yeah, sending death threats is the fuck? that's
admit that everyone in the group made mistakes, including himself, it truly didn't feel genuine. It seemed like it was absolutely impossible for him to just say, I'm sorry, I misplayed. He just couldn't do it. Someone pointed that out, saying, where's the I messed up? And PirateSoftware said, apparently you have no idea how to read, hope this helps, highlighting the paragraph in which he said, each person in this group made mistakes, including myself. Again, it was worded in a disingenuous way. He just couldn't take individual accountability here, no matter what. The top comment
I
was
only
a WoW
took it as a
streamer known by
group.
Joker D saying, just take the L, it's not that hard, to which PirateSoftware said, hope this was worth it for you. So overall, this entire response didn't really help him at all. And even if it did, he would single-handedly ruin any progress it might have had in the coming days. He would double down, triple down, quadruple down, quintuple down, and eventually sextuple down, only to call OnlyFangs a content guild built on hate.
Whoa.
And a lot of it was from a rogue that was bitching the entire time about every goddamn thing that was going on except for his own play. But the mage is the one at fault because the mage is the hero class and the mage has to do everything perfectly. Everyone in that played badly. The druid butt pulled an extra pack on the way out. The tank chose to take us into a bad route through the entirety of the dungeon, pulled 2 packs and the boss at the same time. I, as the mage, went into that fight with 40% mana, tried to use my resources, used them poorly, and got myself out when the call...
But again, not taking accountability. But not taking accountability right there. Ah, I am the poor one who went in with only 1,400 mana. Ah?
All was made to run, which, by the way, was made by them as well. Everyone played badly. In fact, the only person who didn't was the healer. And I explained that in the Twitter post, but no one wants to hear that shit. Because they want it to be a double down, a triple down, a quadruple down. They want to have a villain. They want to have an enemy. They want to fight that shit into the ground. They want to send death threats to people over it. Because they're goddamn insane. Because this guild has turned into a content guild built on hate, not a content guild built on experiences. Because they're freaking monsters, dude.
It's just crazy how we got to this point and we're not even halfway through this drama, and all he had to really realistically do was look at the camera and say, you know what, I'm sorry. We all misplayed, yes, but I screwed up by running away the way I did. I had 2 items that could have restored my mana so I could help.
Yeah, absolutely. He was still not taking accountability. He was like, I'm the poor guy who went in with only that amount of mana. But yeah, I screwed up because I went in with only that amount of mana. Like, just... It's the lack of accountability for sure. Hydrate, thank you. Thank you.
Help the 2 people who died, but I just simply panicked and ran away. And so even though we all misplayed, I just want to say I'm sorry for my play. But no, it was too hard for him. Guys, he worked at Blizzard, and Blizzard employees simply don't make mistakes.
Yeah, Blizzard employees.
PirateSoftware was too busy playing the victim. A clip of the streamer Lucari surfaced in which he was doing a dungeon with PirateSoftware. You see, Lucari is someone who had never played World of Warcraft up until this point. He was playing a mage just like Pirate, but he was kind of having a hard time keeping up with everything going on. Here's how Pirate treated him. I'm sure you can tell from the title. PirateSoftware bullying a totally new player to the game. Pathetic, dude. Watch.
You basically have to evocate to get your mana back for the next pull. Ugh.
Remind me. Sorry, I don't play the game, so I forgot. If you remind me, I can help you out. Real quick.
Yeah, it's too bad I'm the only mage in the party. You're right, Chad. If only someone else would cast Arcane.
Okay, that's really toxic. If this person even apologized, I don't really play the game. And clearly a mage. It's a mage. Look at this. It's oh no. Oh no. Oh no.
If only.
Yeah, look like hide your pain, Gerald, right there. This is hide your pain, Gerald, right there. Yeah, it's mage. This is look. Also, look at the damage. Look at the damage graphs. What is this? What's the name of this person? Lakari. Okay, so Pirate is first with 3k damage, and Lakari is second with 3k damage. So they're basically on par. And Pirate is calling this person Lakari out for what? For not being able to keep up by... Let me take a measuring tape. What is this? Half a millimeter? What is that? Yeah, it's just... What? They're doing the same damage, basically. This is so unfair. This is so unfair and absolutely pathetic. Yeah. Absolutely. Hi, Meteor. How are you? Welcome in. Yeah, he's got a complex or something. This is totally fine. I mean, if Lakari would have been fourth, it would have as much damage as the tank here, as, what is it, Zanbubu? Is that the name? Zanbubu? Then I would understand if it like, hey, you don't do enough damage, you might need to work on your rotation, whatever it is, but not calling out like how he's calling out. This is just absolutely toxic behavior. And the problem is this kind of behavior is actually really prominent in WoW. That's why so many people, like casual players, are just not playing anymore. Me included. I don't want to go raid every day. I don't want to raid every week. I don't want to do Mythic Plus. I don't want to do keys all the time. I don't want to, make my life be consumed by WoW only to be able to clear content in a decent way. Yeah. This could just be one DPS optimization trick difference. Criticism is ridiculous. Indeed, especially, Lakari just said they're new to the game. They don't play World of Warcraft. They don't know rotations very well. So this is actually super impressive. They are on par with PirateSoftware, that is a Blizzard employee. Oh, wait, sorry, ex-Blizzard employee. And they're on par. This is actually super impressive. This is impressive. Oh, I'm so sorry for this guy's situation. This is unacceptable. Thank goodness that the internet has been rectifying Pirate on this behavior and calling that out. That's just so toxic. It's so toxic. Yeah. That's so toxic. Hi, Iron Maiden. How are you? Welcome.
Can't really keep wishing for things that just aren't here, though.
That's true. That's true. Can't wish for the rogue. Can't wish for another mage to cast Arcane in.
And also instantly notice how at literally the same time, they sat down to consume potions, At the same time, even the animations are on par. He knows what he's doing. What? It's just, huh?
Yeah.
Look at
Yeah,
this.
I have some modes. Oh, since we have 2 mages, we could probably poly the ads.
Wait, we have 2 mages. Oh. Man.
Yeah, I can poly.
Here I've been the only one casting Arcane in. Incredible.
Oh, that's crazy.
It's wild.
That is absolutely pathetic. Pathetic. Sorry. On the contrary, PS should be made fun for not being that little ahead. Oh, absolutely. Like, for being an ex-Blizzard employee of 7 years and knowing the game apparently that much, he should actually be being making fun of. Because a noob himself, he doesn't play World of Warcraft, is able to be on par. On literal par. Yeah. Bro's copying Pirate like a little brother, but he still call him out for throwing. No, literally, they are on par. They are on par, both of them. And Akari is new to the game, which makes it even more impressive that he was on par with Pirate. Pirates crash out. Excuse me. Pirates crash out is absolutely unjustified and just absolutely toxic. Toxic. And I can say that I'm a mage main as well, okay? I'm a mage man as well. I started as a frost mage, then they introduced arcane mage, and now I'm a sun fury mage, okay? I am the taxi. I was the taxi of the guild. I am still the taxi of myself. I play mage mainly because of the portals, because I'm too lazy. And oh well, I mean, arcane mages have pretty pink and sparkly abilities. So okay, let's move on. Sorry, I'm striving away too much.
God, even reality TV can't recreate such an awkward moment, man.
Yeah.
It's ruining the whole vibe.
Yeah, it's too bad I'm the only mage in the party. You're right, Jen.
Hey man, I'm new to the game, so if you want me to help with Arcane, just let me know, remind me. Yeah, it's too bad I'm the only mage in the game, right, chat? Oh, we have 2 mages. Oh, I didn't know that. All that in the face of a new player who was being nothing but nice, honestly.
Yes, literally, just nice. Hi Vivian, how are you? Hello. What is Warcraft? World of Warcraft is a game. Yeah, it's a game. A video game, an RPG, a very old one. Funny you don't know what World of Warcraft is. For real? Are you trolling? Yeah.
And yet PirateSoftware had the gall to complain about being bullied by other content creators when he was literally doing that to someone as innocent as Lakari.
Yeah.
The culmination of all this would force Sodapoppin to take the decision of kicking PirateSoftware from OnlyFangs, pinging everyone in the OnlyFangs Discord and saying this: yes, I made a decision to kick Pirate. I felt a large majority of people in the guild felt uncomfortable playing or being around him and all that drama that surrounded him at this point. Even though some people may have not felt that way, a lot did. And after seeing some clips today from him quadrupling down, or I don't know what number we're on at this point, I think I'm making the right decision, but still I feel bad. Try to just let this whole thing slide into forgetfulness and move on, in my opinion. Stay safe, gamers. So look, at the end of the day, in World of Warcraft...
good call to kick him. Not only a new player, but also on par with the pro gamer. Yeah, that's absolutely impressive. Right there, it's impressive. Being a new player, not really knowing the mechanics and still being on par with a pro? That is impressive. Never played WoW, but looks interesting. Oof. Don't. Look, as someone who is addicted to League of Legends now, I was addicted to WoW. Don't do it. You're gonna lose your life in it. You're gonna lose everything. It's gonna consume you. Don't. Yeah, run while you still can. Don't. Don't. No, seriously, don't.
In general, when you're in a raid or dungeon, you have to trust every single member on your team to make sure that not only you complete the raid or dungeon, but that you also survive. This also applies on a way bigger scale in World of Warcraft Classic Hardcore, because one bad teammate can cost you the account that you've put dozens or even hundreds of hours in. And people just couldn't trust someone who couldn't take any accountability like PirateSoftware. As soon as things would have gone wrong, he would have probably just ran for his life and said he had no mana again. And not many people really felt sorry for him because at the end of the day, he was the embodiment of this meme. No one was forcing him to sextuple down. No one was forcing him to bully a new player. The only person who was shooting themselves in the foot with a shotgun was none other than PirateSoftware. At this point, Jason Thor Hall, otherwise known as PirateSoftware, was slowly but surely becoming a lolcow, but he had no idea. But that was normal, because fundamentally speaking, a lolcow is never aware that they're a
I'm roaching. Here's what you need to know. I have no mana. I wasted it all on purpose with the blizzard. Yeah. What do you want me to do? I worked at Blizzard. I worked at Blizzard.
lolcow. Look, there are a lot of definitions of what a lolcow is, but if I had to sum it up, well, it would be very simple. It's someone who simply embodies the worst of the worst when it comes to human traits, but they would be constantly convinced that they are the perfect human being, never able to admit fault, and never willing to even when they know that they're in the wrong. This by itself becomes very entertaining, and there are many examples. They come in all shapes, sizes, and even colors. And the mage who ran out of mana was about to join their ranks imminently. All he had to do to avoid this fate was just fucking apologize, man.
Literally.
But he just couldn't. In fact, what he ended up doing was maybe one of the cringiest things in this entire video. I genuinely can't believe that someone in his third
Oh, thank you for following. Open Major, thank you, thank you. I appreciate it. Thanks for your support. Thank you.
said this, but I mean, watch this yourself. You'll know what I mean.
I didn't get this deep. Stop feeding into it. All of the accounts that are messaging me are getting reported. There's a funny fact about this. I worked at Blizzard for 7 years. There's a whole lot of other people there that still know me.
Again, how many times is it gonna say that? Again. We could have made a drinking game out of this. For every time he says he worked at Blizzard during this video, take one. After 5 minutes, you're done. You're already done. What is this? Wow.
And all of these reports are going directly to them. They're well aware of the situation, and everybody who's messaging me, they're going to get read. It's kind of a dumbass thing to do, and I can't wait for all of them to get banned. Yep.
Yeah, so all you guys whispering me right now with these threats, well, guess what? My dad works at Nintendo, and I'm going to tell...
Isn't that against Twitch TOS? I think it is. But I am not sure right now, but I think you're right, Doofball. I think it is, yeah. Yeah, I think it is.
Tell him personally about every single one of you, so good job. See you later. It's like, bro, if they're sending you death threats, you really just have to report them in game, and I'm sure something will happen. You don't have to actually bother your Blizzard alumni. This clip was on January 14th. And guys, I swear to you, I am constantly impressed by how ironic life can be. I don't think we live in a simulation, but sometimes I do get the feeling because some things are just so perfect in comedic timing, you'd think that there was someone writing a script. One day after this clip came out, PirateSoftware was streaming the game Ashes of Creation during its second alpha. This is an MMORPG similar to World of Warcraft, and it also has raids as well as dungeons. During a raid, PirateSoftware would wipe the entire team. He would kill everyone single-handedly by pulling in the wrong unit. What would be his first reaction? Well, watch for yourself.
Sabu is not paying attention.
He pulled in the enemy.
Sabu.
And he died.
God damn it, guys.
Oh, no, he pulled the ocular.
So one of you pulled the ocular. Why?
I don't understand what just happened. So they got wiped.
Half the raid is dead.
Yeah.
Was there a reason for that?
Okay, yeah. No?
I swear, it is so funny knowing that he was the one who pulled the ocular. This is
he
also
pulled
another
the
thing
wrong
with lolcows.
enemy.
They are unintentionally hilarious.
He pulled the wrong enemy, but he's blaming the others. And he was the reason because they got wiped. Okay, like half wiped. But, sorry. I never played Ashes of Creation. I didn't understand that. Thanks for explaining. Yeah. Yep. That's just doo-doo behavior. Come on. Yeah, no, it's just... That's just doo-doo behavior. Please. Crazy level of copium. Indeed. And yes, people will say, well, it's just a game. Well, but we still have passion for the game. We still, put in so many hours and effort, and we don't want to lose all of that. It's just, okay, let's continue. Calm down, Mina, calm down.
PirateSoftware here was genuinely pissed, okay? He genuinely was livid. But knowing that he was the one who caused the wipe is so fucking funny. It showed people that World of Warcraft wasn't an isolated case. He was doing this in Ashes of Creation and would very easily do this a third time somewhere.
But what's the reason for an Ashes of Creation? Because he worked at Blizzard for 7 years. Did he also work at the studio of Ashes of Creation? I don't know.
Or else, it was him. He was the issue here. And his lack of accountability was astounding. But you know what else is astounding? His ability to keep digging himself in deeper holes. During this whole fiasco, Joker D would talk about PirateSoftware and would call him out.
I honestly fuck PirateSoftware. Like, straight up, bro, this dude is a complete fraud. At least in the WoW space, I don't care if he worked for fucking Blizzard. The guy probably made fucking coffee for some devs. I don't even believe for a second.
Oh shit! He didn't! He didn't! Probably the coffee guy. Oof! 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 Literally based take. Wow.
Streamers on OnlyFangs, Joker D probably went the hardest on PirateSoftware. He took segments of this rant and uploaded it as a YouTube video. That YouTube video would then be removed due to a violation of community guidelines, and the person who striked it cited the reason as being harassment and cyberbullying. One could only guess who took this video down. I mean, seriously. Joker D would never reveal the name of the brand or whatever that was behind this, but seeing that the video had gotten brigaded by PirateSoftware's community, for many, it was safe to say that PirateSoftware was the one who took this video down because he simply didn't like it, abusing the copy strike system on YouTube. Seeing that Pokemon had done this in the past back in 2020, getting an amazing community reaction, and of course we can't forget about Alinity doing this as well back in 2018. Wow, I'm old.
I'm gonna copy strike this guy.
Oh, no, please.
Genius.
No,
it
no.
worked so well for every content creator who had done that prior. So obviously, this was the play. Congratulations. You know, it's so fascinating to me how the internet works sometimes. Someone could mind their own business for months, for years, for decades. But as soon as they do something that makes them so incredibly unlikable, the internet starts seeing a big red target on your back and they strike. PirateSoftware had a talent of building up a huge, loyal community in just the span of a couple of months. When January 2025 came by though, he proved to us that he had another talent, building up a massive community of very loyal haters. These incidents that we just talked about had ensured that. This is when those very same haters would start scrutinizing every single aspect of PirateSoftware, both as a brand and as a person, only to eventually dismantle this massive empire that he had built. Now look, just to be clear, PirateSoftware has always had haters, dating all the way back to September 2024, and there were earlier instances too. This is normal. When you get famous, when you take over the algorithm the way he did, some people will naturally get fatigued from you. I mean, you might not believe this, but even someone like Queso has haters, purely because he's a massive content creator, no pun intended. Some of these early haters of PirateSoftware would start making
the poor Queso, they're always making like, oh, Queso's so white memes. Queso's so big. But no, genuinely, Queso is such a nice stream. Like, he comes off as such a nice person. He's such a nice person on stream. It's just there having fun, wanting to play the games. It's just nice. I don't know. I really like Queso. Yeah. He's not even that big. It's a community joke. It's an inside joke, but yeah, he's fluffy. He's fluffy. Yeah. Queso was hella smart, making all the jokes about himself and not all the content creators. He's also really humble. Oh yeah, literally, he is such a nice. I have to admit, I didn't know who Queso was before him going viral on TikTok with the dress to impress videos. But I liked him so much. I liked the way he created dress to impress videos so much that yeah. Literally, he has my full support. He's such a nice guy. So nice. Come on, be nice. Be nice. I just looked him up and now recognize him. Yeah, he had a few viral TikToks around, what is it? A year ago? Half a year ago? A year ago, I believe? Yeah, I think a year ago. Was the whole dress to impress stuff in Roblox. That's how I discovered him. I didn't know who he was beforehand. But man, such a sweet guy. Such a sweet soul. Ah.
Videos talking about his past. About how, for example, he wasn't the game developer he was making himself out to be, especially with his Blizzard experience. About how he used to go by the name of Moldavius Fig Tree and was a well-renowned furry in Second Life and EVE Online. But those videos would never get enough traction to actually matter. As you can see, this video right here with the title of PirateSoftware, the streamer who faked his game dev career, had reached almost 100,000 views. From the like and dislike ratio, we can see how PirateSoftware had somehow, either directly or indirectly, sent his community to brigade this video, and just like Joker D's video, it was taken down by abusing the copy strike system and inciting harassment and cyberbullying. So essentially, if you were an early hater of PirateSoftware, if you had something to say, well, chances are no one heard you. This is how for a long time he was able to sweep all the hate, feedback, and criticism under the rug. Except this time, after all the events that we just saw unfold, he had way too many eyes examining his every move, and he couldn't just sweep criticism under the rug anymore. For example, around the end of January 2025, PirateSoftware had DMCA'd an indie game and threatened to sue its developer. Why? Well, the developer shows us the main reason why PirateSoftware wanted the game taken down. Here it is. It's this roach wearing the same wizard hat that he was wearing during World of Warcraft while mimicking some of the things that he was saying. Watch.
As much as you're angry right now, of course I ran.
Not the pink guy, a background sound. Isn't that fried noodles? I think it's fried noodles, isn't it? I think it's fried noodles. Next.
This whole game got DMCA'd because of this. I mean, this is how sensitive he is. And
What?
now many people were made aware of this. He couldn't just
No
copy strike or DMCA
way.
just about anyone, because every time he did, he spawned more haters. His strategy was now outdated. Everyone was made aware of what had happened to this indie game.
No, literally, he's like the pinnacle of holy omega fragile ego. Literally the pinnacle of it. What?
And speaking of indie games, there was renewed scrutiny over PirateSoftware's indie game called Heartbound, with many wondering why it's been in early access since 2018 with no release date in sight. Give it 3 more years, it'll be a decade. Some people were comparing him to Yandere Dev, a very well-established lolcow who hadn't released his game in over a decade. And when people actually analyzed its code, they found some of the worst written code known to mankind. Seeing all this scrutiny and criticism catch up to his own game development must have hit one hell of a nerve, because very shortly after he announced that Heartbound would start receiving monthly updates, and all it took was people going there and reviewing it negatively. He was hoping that this would steer off the criticism and the scrutiny, and that things would eventually finally go back to normal, but the haters weren't really done just yet. People were putting into question his entire identity, the fact that he worked at Blizzard for 7 years, but worked what exactly? As well as him claiming that he was one hell of a hacker who had gone to the yearly hacking conference, DEF CON, and won some pretty important events there with the help of his team that he never mentioned, of course. Always taking credit for this by himself. I mean, at some point he was invited to a podcast called Dropped Frames. This was a clip from it, and here's the title: PirateSoftware on how he became a hacker for the government. These were the stories that he was telling people. Watch this.
You're a hacker. Like that's where you like kind of started.
An actual hacker.
An actual hacker. Like,
Yes,
not like I'm a hacker. No, you're an actual hacker. You've won.
Like an actual hacker.
Yeah,
My last job was hacking power plants for the federal government. I worked for the United States Department of Energy.
So
Just
a dude
the
walks in with a
and
laptop and a suit, and you lean over to, who's that guy?
Oh, that's the hacker from the government.
Yeah, that's the hacker.
It's even worse because we go in like 3 to 4 man teams, man. So like we've got a team of
Oh, you
dudes
had a
looking
fleet.
like
You had
this.
like a team of dudes in suits,
wasn't just
holding
me.
laptops,
Yeah,
walking into
exactly.
restricted areas. Okay.
When he says things like this, what he's trying to paint in your mind as a viewer is that he's some sort of Unit 8200 Mossad agent writing zero-day exploits on USBs that are snuck into Iranian nuclear facilities and that infest and shut down the entire technical operation of that nuclear power plant. When in reality, if you look at his LinkedIn and reconcile it against his skill set, what he did was social engineering. He wrote phishing emails and tried to gain access to credentials and user systems that way.
So Coding Jesus said it best.
What?
Pirate Software's entire identity was slowly starting to unravel right before our very eyes. From the shorts that made him go viral, to the stories he used to say on stream, to quite literally everything about him was nothing more than either an exaggeration or him trying as best as possible to sugarcoat reality. We can very clearly see on his LinkedIn that first
So it's just social engineering. Oh.
off, he didn't work at Blizzard for 7 years, it was actually 6 years, 6 months, and that his initial roles were him being in quality assurance. For the first 4 years at Blizzard, so the majority of his time there, he was in an entry-level role, eventually being promoted multiple times and finishing off as a senior red team specialist. In his own description of the job, he said, infiltrated and exploited physical access controls, managed social engineering operations to improve employee awareness and resilience, and finally created, launched, and managed a global web application bounty program. As Coding Jesus said, this guy would literally just send phishing emails, make phone calls, try to pretend to be an outsider in order to have employees make mistakes so that they can improve internal protocols. I mean, it's an important job, that's for sure. But even on his LinkedIn, he would make claims that he worked on all these different games. I mean, yeah, indirectly, but none of your code made it to the game. You didn't model, you didn't texture, and you sure as hell didn't animate. You just so happened to work on internal projects in parallel to these games.
That was just monitoring the employees that were actually working on these projects. Oof.
And yet, every time someone would mention something about games, about the video game industry, about whatever, he would always start off by saying, I worked 7 years at Blizzard, actually, so I know what I'm talking about. When in reality, no, you have more experience as an indie developer than you ever had as a developer at a AAA company, and that's the truth. And there's nothing wrong with that. It's just that he made this such an important and integral part of his personality that it felt like a massive betrayal. But that's not all. His dad was Joey Ray Hall. This picture right here is of 10 people. And if you don't know who they are, these people happen to be the original founders of Blizzard Entertainment. Yes, these guys are legends in every sense of the word. And the guy in the middle is none other than Jason Thorhall's father. He later became the director of cinematics at Blizzard, which is probably the only thing that Blizzard has been consistently good at for the last 20 years. He was also the inspiration behind this guy in South Park from the famous World of Warcraft episode. I mean, this guy was a legend in every sense of the word. And so Mashable.com, when they made this article about PirateSoftware titled How Streamer PirateSoftware Gained Nearly 2 million subs in 6 months, they just had to mention the fact that he's a Nepo baby, saying when he was 16, he landed a dream job as a game tester at Blizzard Entertainment, which before the bloated loot boxes and corporate acquisition by Microsoft for $68.7 billion was considered one of the most respected companies in the video game industry. It helped that he was a Nepo baby, since his dad Joey Ray Hall had spent over 2 decades at the industry titan since almost the very beginning. Now, of course, after 6 months he would leave because he felt that the corporate life wasn't for him, and many years later would reapply by himself without the help of his dad.
So basically he got into the space because he's a Nepo baby. Yeah. It was like, I worked there. Okay.
Landing a QA role, which I believe, because if he had the help of his dad, no way he would end up in an entry-level position. But still, just them including this sentence, calling him a Nepo baby, truly triggered him beyond belief. I mean, look at what he had to say.
Yeah, really not a fan of that. Not a fan of that. It's one of those things that I've been trying to fight my entire career. It's one of the things that I've had to argue with people in chat about. It's one of the things that we ban people for here. Anytime people say shit like that, because it's deeply disrespectful and it completely overwrites any of the things that I've done throughout my career as something that is somebody else's success, which they have not been in any possible respect. And it's just rude as fuck. So, what do you say? In the thing, he said it was he called me a Nepo baby in his article. No, that's dog shit behavior. Really gross.
And he claims he is the first second generation, which is a lot of words for a Nepo baby. The first second generation? What? What? Translation: reality offends me so much I will throw a tantrum like a child in response. Literally! I mean, if he would have been a Nepo baby and he got a job, okay. If he is able to work himself to a reputable position and start to, you know, contribute meaningful things to a game, okay. But this is just, he had a job that, I'm sorry, for social engineering, you don't, you know. Yeah, it's just, yeah.
Gross. In any case, let's go find somebody to raid.
I mean, you heard him, right? He would ban people in chat if they called him a Nepo baby. It's the easiest way to trigger him. And yet, at the same time, the same guy who's acting triggered over being called Nepo baby said this multiple times on his stream. Watch.
So I'm second generation Blizzard. I'm the first second generation Blizzard employee that ever existed in the company. I'm also a second generation Blizzard employee. I was a second generation Blizzard employee. I was the first second generation Blizzard employee ever. I was the first second generation Blizzard employee. And I love that shit. I love that company. Working for Blizzard sucked.
Again, a lol cow is
just contradicting with I love it. It sucked to work there. Wait, what? Yeah, he knows. He even admitted. Yeah, I'm the first one that got a job through my parent or whatever, working at that company as well. But then being triggered when being called a Nepo baby. Ooh.
Someone who is unintentionally hilarious when being 100% serious, and I just can't stop laughing at this guy. I mean, seriously? I was the first second generation Blizzard employee? What is this, the Chinese dynasty? Like, what are you talking about? And let's be real here. The only reason you were the first second generation Blizzard employee was purely because of your dad. Because back then, they didn't even have a recruiting team. You were just the easiest hire. And I think one thing he has to understand is that being a Nepo baby isn't a bad thing. I think most people, if they had a dad or a mom who worked a really cool job, they would love to take advantage of that, and they
Absolutely.
do. For example, Jack Quaid is an actor that was called a Nepo baby multiple times by fans. That's because his parents are both Dennis Quaid and Meg Ryan, two very successful actors. His response was very refreshing for fans, agreeing with the Nepo baby label and saying, "I'm an immensely privileged person. I don't think it undermines my talent," adding that he was able to get representation.
Right there. That's how you handle it. That's how you handle it. Right there. That's how you handle it. Yes, I am. But please don't undermine my talent. Judge me by my talent. Yes, I am here. I have it easier than other people. I was able to get in it because of my parents, whatever, you know. Yes, I do, but please judge me by my performance. That's it. That's so respectable. It's so respectable. It's so respectable. Yeah. Yeah.
Pretty early on because of being a Nepo baby, and that it's already more than half the battle. So as I said, being a Nepo baby isn't inherently a bad thing. It's only bad when you try to deny it, when you get defensive, because come on, who are you lying to? And that was what PirateSoftware was doing. It was becoming more and more obvious that PirateSoftware had a massive ego, but also very deep-rooted insecurities. He wanted to appear like a genius no matter what. And according to him, geniuses never apologize, geniuses never admit fault. But they also never make mistakes and always, no matter what, figure things out on stream. This is something that became painfully obvious when he would play some pretty hard puzzle games and would figure out some of the hardest things all by himself miraculously after looking at his phone, playing it off like it was some genius eureka moment. Outer Wilds is a critically acclaimed, story-rich space exploration game that just so happens to have some pretty complex puzzles. PirateSoftware would play this game on stream, and he would proceed to solve these puzzles all by himself, miraculously, and more specifically, after looking at his phone. In the VOD of his gameplay, around 8 hours and 7 minutes, he gets stuck in an area and he needs to get out somehow. This is one of the many puzzles in this game. Now, he would struggle to find the solution, deliberate with his chat, talk a bunch, and then at around the 8:20 mark, he would pull out his phone right here and continue talking to chat. This goes on for 2 minutes, in which he deliberates while very clearly looking at his phone. And then eventually, at around the 8-hour, 22-minute mark, he would get a eureka moment.
Maybe it's not with the scanner. Maybe there's a different way. Maybe it's not the scanner at all. Maybe it's the time. Maybe the fact that we were able to destroy the surface like that was the point.
Oh. He looked up. He looked it up.
Wait a minute. Wait a minute.
Oh, that's so bad
I have an
acting.
idea.
Guys, wait a minute. Oh my god, I have an idea. Guys, oh my god. This just came out of nowhere. My brain just works differently.
he
Did I mention that I worked 7
didn't.
years at Blizzard? This would spread like wildfire on Reddit. This guy is faking his Outer Wilds run in order to appear to be a genius to his community. That's crazy. It's so ridiculous you can't even believe it. But as I already mentioned, he was facing increased scrutiny. He normally would have been able to get away with this, and he did get away with this in other games. It's just that now things were different. When questioned about cheating in Outer Wilds, this is what he had to say.
Why did you cheat in Outer Wilds? What? How the hell would you cheat in that game? Bro, we played it
By
on live on
looking it
stream.
up.
All right, bud.
No.
It's a wild-ass thing to say.
Yes, how would you cheat while live streaming this as he stares into his phone for 2 straight minutes? You're absolutely right. The real controversy would be when he would play the game Animal Well that released on May 2024. You see, he played this game before the World of Warcraft controversy and before the increased scrutiny. But after he had embarrassed himself in Outer Wilds and World of Warcraft, people thought to go back and check his gameplay because they thought, wait, now that I think about it, this was kind of suspicious. And the evidence here was damning. It was simply undeniable. You see, Animal Well is a puzzle game, but not just any puzzle game. It has many puzzles and many secrets that are very easy to miss if you don't take your time analyzing every aspect of it. When the game first came out, you had people on Reddit and in forums trying to work together in order to find all of its secrets and puzzles. One of those puzzles was the Wingding puzzle. This took the entire community over a week of teamwork in order to find the solution. This was a group effort in every way, and no one person could have solved it by themselves. The guide came out on May 19th, 2024, and it just so happens that PirateSoftware miraculously, all by himself on stream, solved this puzzle on May 19th. The day the guide came out. Bro, seriously? He'd also have some people write entire essays with proof as to why they think that PirateSoftware cheated. If you want to read this and have actually played Animal Well, you can pause the video, but in a nutshell, it's almost like he was trying his hardest to ruin any ounce of reputation he had left. I mean, seriously, are you that insecure that you would cheat in a fucking puzzle game in order to appear to be a genius to your community? Really? It's insanity. But this was reality because, as I said earlier, this scrutiny was disassembling every aspect of his brand and personality, even down to his most fundamental traits, like his own voice. People would somehow unearth this old clip of him at a convention in which he sounded completely different than how he sounds today, leading many to believe that he's either faking his voice or simply using a voice changer on his microphone. Listen to this.
Show been so far?
It's actually been amazing. It's our first time out here at Denver Comic-Con, and there's so many people, and they love the games, so it's been awesome.
So speaking of games, what do you have for us today?
So we have Champions of Breakfast, which is a twin-stick shooter that we made in 24 days from concept to release on Steam. Blew up. It was really, really awesome. And that game is pretty difficult, so if you're into really...
This is actually really hard. This is really hard to tell. Yes, the voice is in a little bit of a higher pitch, but the microphone is shit. Let me just be frankly clear, okay? The microphone is really shit. The quality is and also the microphone he is using right now has much more bass to it. I believe if you will take this clip and audio and add bass to it, I think the voice will be pretty similar. I think it's just super old and you know, super old and she technology from back in the day, and I believe that now while using a better microphone, I mean a microphone goes miles, right? Good audio quality on a microphone goes kilometers, miles. So he now has a lot of bass in the way of his microphone picking up, or well, not picking up, but sending out the audio that it's picking up. There's a lot of bass in the voice. So I don't think the voice is faked right now. I don't think, I think it's more like the technology. Yeah. And also he became old, right? Your voice will always go a little bit deeper. It doesn't matter for men and women. Like, it doesn't matter for everyone. The voice will become deeper with the ages. I mean, that's why grandmas usually have this raspy voice, like, but you know, it's not the same as a young person talking. You hear it in the voice. It will go gradually a bit deeper. So I don't think, I think it's reach to say that he's faking his voice. To be fair here, okay? To look at as fair as possible, I don't think the voice is being faked in this instance. Also, Noyan, thank you so much for following. How are you doing? Welcome. Hi. What's up? We're watching a video about PirateSoftware. Yeah. I don't know everything about it, so I'm learning about everything. Yeah. Yes.
Really hard arcade games, that's the kind of thing for you.
You know what, though? To be fair, he sounds like such a pleasant person here. This is someone I can see myself being friends with. Look, people want to theorize and say that he has a voice changer or is faking his voice. I think he was just killed by an evil clone. I think that's a better explanation. This, of course, wouldn't be the only clip where you'd hear him have a different voice, like this one, for example.
I'm gonna have to peel my hot dog. I have to peel it. Every good hot dog needs to be peeled. Every good hot dog needs to be peeled.
No, it's the voice's pitch. The voice's pitch, but as soon as he goes down with his voice, like when I'm talking like this, I have a higher pitcher voice as well, right? But sometimes when I get more serious, like I have a darker, a more down pitch. So I think this is just the voice range. Yeah, I think this is the voice range. This is I mean, I don't think this is it's just the voice range. I mean, as soon as it goes down a little bit, it has more bass to it. You hear it. So I don't think, honestly, the one with the, I'm still not convinced about the voice part. I'm not convinced about that.
You see, now that I've peeled the hot dog, it's ready to eat.
Look, a hot dog is
That's
about
right.
to be eaten by Thor.
It's ready to
Let's
eat.
demand he smears.
Okay, look, if you're not
Also, it depends on how far or how near the microphone is, right? If I talk like far away from the microphone, you will be able to hear it. But if I keep the steady voice as this and I come really near of the microphone and I have it literally in front of me, it would also sound different. So yeah, I think the one with the voice is a bit reached. Yeah, I think it's reached. To be fair, okay? To be fair. Ilmasen, hi. You're going somewhere on vacation, yes. What's up? Welcome in. Welcome. AT streaming.
not convinced yet, here's a more recent clip of him playing Animal Well. This was around a year ago, back in 2024. Look.
Okay, let's listen closely.
It gives me though. I don't know what is that supposed to do? How am I gonna fit that shit in there? Oh, god damn it.
To some people, this was his voice changer glitching. To others, this was him mistakenly getting too comfortable with his real voice. What does PirateSoftware?
Yeah, I think it's more of a pitch thing than voice changer. I think it's more of a pitch thing. Depending on how much air, how much pressure you put into saying something, it also, you know, it changes the voice. It changes the way you talk. Yeah. ASMR one. I actually have an ASMR channel. You can check it out. It's mina.asmr on YouTube. Yeah. Hi Kirby! We're watching a video about PirateSoftware. Yeah, welcome in! If you don't mind me asking, where are you going on vacation? Oh, Italy! Yeah. I'm going to Italy, but I will not say specifics of where I'm going. But yeah, Italy! Bella Italia! Yes! Yeah. I'm so looking forward to that. Yeah, nice. Yeah.
What do I have to say about this? Well, apparently, according to his doctor, his voice went through a second puberty in his 30s. That's right. Apparently your balls...
Okay, yeah, that's bullshit. Okay, I tried really hard to look at this as neutral as possible. A second puberty. Oh, okay. Yeah, I tried to be fair. I wanted to be fair because, you know, microphones and how you the way you pitch your voice, it does make a difference. But okay, yeah, no, yeah, he shot himself so hard with that one. This will be one thing that you could actually debunk with technology evolving and with voice filters, like, you know, filters in the sense of adding more bass or more clearness, or, you know, all of that. But no, he ruined it. I tried, okay. I tried. I tried.
Can drop twice, but I could only find a handful of sources on this, and this article from the BBC pretty much sums it up by saying that as we get older, the larynx gets stiffer, making the vocal cords less flexible. I mean, this isn't new. When you talk to someone who's 90 years old, they'll
what I just said about the voice, right? Yeah.
sound different than what they used to sound like in their 20s. But to have this much of a dramatic change, that's crazy. Regardless though, I mean, the pressure was getting to PirateSoftware. Not only was his game getting scrutinized, not only was his past out in the open, but people were criticizing his gameplay, the way he played games, and even his...
Yeah, I mean, I still... Like, objectively speaking, I think that the voice one is still far reached. It's reached, but the rest is inexcusable. Yeah, but the voice one, he shot himself in the foot. He did, with what he said about going through a second puberty. That's just absolute utter shit. But yeah, he, like the voice one, I do stand by. I think the voice one is reached. It's reached. He just shouldn't have said that. That's just people do that all the time by saying that the streamer is bad in the game, etc. So I don't understand this point. Yeah, indeed. I mean, people tell that myself as well. And I didn't work at Blizzard for 7 years. If people don't like you, they will find anything to hate. The voice is the best example. Like, it's not a big deal, but they clown on him anyways. Oh, absolutely. Yeah. They will start to, you know, find reasons overall. But I want to be as objective and as fair as I can. And I do believe that the voice one is far reached. Yeah, I stand by that. I don't want, like, to defend PirateSoftware just from a point of view, you know. I do have some audio experience, and I mean, I'm called Mina.wave, okay? That should say everything. I have a little bit of experience. I'm not an expert, but I have a little bit of experience, and I think the voice one genuinely is far-fetched. Yeah. From a neutral point of view, I believe so. To say, I feel like the voice allegations, I think it's, I mean, I can also, you know, start to just talk super deep, and it's just the way it's the pitch of your voice. That's everything. Or I can even talk super squeaky squeaky, you know. I criticize people by things people do and how they people do, not how they look, sound, because it's pointless and shows that I don't have an actual point in the argument. Yeah, like that is just kindergarten behavior, you know, starting to point out people about the way they look, their voice, whatever. That is kindergarten behavior. That's not okay. But how people behave, what they say, what they do, absolutely. Absolutely. Shut up. I'm not doing mommy voice. Get out of here. No.
Voice. Things were getting out of control. So the next thing you know, he was on stream with a psychologist by the name of Dr. K.
And Dr.
Alo
K.
Kanoji, otherwise known as Dr. K, runs the healthygamer.gg organization. He's a clinical psychologist who founded this brand in order to be able to reach the very big and growing demographic of gamers, a group of people who very often will struggle with mental health and not really seek out therapy when they should. His content is mostly educational, drawing parallels between video games and what you go through mentally, and overall, he's been quite successful. Now, of course, that's not to say that he doesn't have his fair share of haters. Some people, for example, have criticized the fact that he does these therapy sessions with streamers in public, even though the person in question consents to it. From Dr. K's perspective, though, he wants to show people that streamers are humans too. And if someone like those streamers that they idolize is brave enough to get therapy, then they can do so too. His conversation with PirateSoftware would last over 3 hours and a half. It would get viewed by almost 1 million people, and having watched a good chunk of it, I can tell you right now, regardless of what you might think about Dr. K, I think this stream truly shows his incredible skill in being able to converse with such an obvious narcissist without having him rage quit the call, while still trying his best to give him a reality check. And for you to understand that, I want you to watch this clip.
Okay.
Shit right now is like they come in and they're like, did you know that he worked at Blizzard for 7 years? Like, yeah, that was my career. And I'm proud of that. So of course I'm going to talk about that because it gives context to talk about other things around the games industry, which is what we do on the stream.
Yeah.
So I think sometimes the things that I talk about in regards to those types of things is misconstrued as arrogance or boasting, when in reality, I'm just trying to give context.
So that is the problem right there. So I want you to listen to this phrase.
Sure.
This gets misconstrued as arrogance, but in reality, it's this.
Yeah.
That is the most arrogant statement on the planet, bro. Like, tell me I'm wrong.
Oh, called out, Dr. K. Called out. Oh, wow. In the most professional way, roasted. Look at that face. Look at how red he got. Oh, literally a critical hit. Oh, yeah. Oh, wow. Yeah. Yeah, roll the nat 20 on him. Indeed. Wow. Wow. Oh, wow. I did. Oh, that's impressive. That is impressive. Seriously. Oh.
Okay. I don't see it that way, but all right.
Look at the body language of both as well.
God, it must be so hard talking to someone like that. Anyway, in the next clip, you'll be seeing the logic behind PirateSoftware's attitude when it comes to never apologizing.
Let me
like not give any context whatsoever.
Yeah, let's say yes to that. I think that's a bit of hyperbole, but
just an emotional response.
No, just say, hey guys. So basically, you know, when you tell the narrative, you start with like, I made a mistake. Everyone made mistakes. I was smug. And then there's a lot that comes after that. How would you feel about just ending it after that first paragraph?
I hate that.
Oh,
okay. I have like an immediate
Yeah, me too. I would hate that. Okay, that's super narcissistic. Not narcissistic. look at Dr. K's face. Like he just say that. Wow. Wow. Oh wow. I'm lost for words about this.
Emotionally angry
Look
response
how he-
against that
oh.
because it feels like idiocracy.
Okay.
It feels like that's too long, didn't read. I don't need all those words when few words do gooder. That I hate that shit. Like I super hate that kind of communication of like there's a lot of people that say like, oh, you should just say my bad, guys. No, that does not in any way explain a situation. That doesn't tell you any information that is real. It is hand waving for the masses in a way that is disingenuous to what happened and disingenuous to the people that are involved. I feel like to do that would be just me lying for the sake of lying so that people would fuck off.
This really gave us an insight as to how
It's not okay with it. Damn, that's bad. Yes, of course you have to admit if you fucked up. I mean, just a simple, hey, I effed up. I'm sorry. Like I don't even have a reasoning. I can't explain it, but I do acknowledge that I effed up, and I'm sorry for it. And I will try to reflect it. I will try to get help, or please help me to understand how I fucked up so I can reflect on it better. That's it. Oh.
how his mind functions. And as you heard from him talking, he hates the idea of just saying, my bad, let's move on. I'm sorry, let's move on. He wants to sit there and type 12 paragraphs as to why he was wrong, but not really, while others were more wrong than him. All of a sudden, things make a lot of sense. Now, listen to how Dr. K responded to that, okay? Just
the roast chat. Get ready.
I think what I liked about that response, my hope, so we're not here to like rehab your PR, right? We're just here to have a conversation. And at the same time, over the last 2 hours, there's something about the way that I hear you talk that rubs me the wrong way. There's something about the way that you talk that seems dismissive. So I'll tell you where that.
No, I agree with that.
Right. So it's like I made a mistake. We all made mistakes.
Okay.
Why did he just say that? I agree with that. I agree with that. It sounds dismissive. So he knows what he's doing? That's absolutely narcissistic. Wow.
Right. So there's something about your sentence construction. It's like, oh yeah, Thor, I'm sorry I cheated on you, bro. I really do love you. You know, we both have flaws in this marriage.
I think the funny thing here is
straight to the point. Straight to the point. Straight to the point. Wow. Straight to the point. Like nailed it. Nailed it. Oh. I think he just wanted to agree to get it over with already. Probably, or just didn't know how to react to this type of situation, and that was the first response to it. Yeah, hydrate. Okay, thank you. Thank you.
is that Dr. K is known to be very caring, very nice, and not confrontational at all when it comes to streams like this. But in this case, seeing that he's an experienced psychologist, he knew when to become confrontational. He knew when to call out PirateSoftware on his bullshit. And this is what it was. Bullshit. In just a span of like 20 seconds, Dr. K had essentially summed up people's entire problem with PirateSoftware. When he would be criticized, when he would be given feedback, when he would be given advice, he was always dismissive and smug. And this smugness is what led us here. People were hoping that this productive 3.5-hour conversation would actually lead somewhere, maybe actually make him apologize for once and take a step back. But it didn't. His empire kept crumbling until we had finally reached the final nail in the coffin. Stop killing games. Stop Killing Games is an initiative launched by Ross Scott in the European Union and the United Kingdom. It was meant to be a direct answer to what happened with the game The Crew, made by Ubisoft. At the end of December 2023, Ubisoft all of a sudden announced that The Crew would no longer be purchasable and that its servers would be going down on March 31st, 2024. Seeing that this was a live service game, this meant that after March, you'd never be able to play this game ever again. The salt in the wound, though, was that barely a couple weeks after the servers went offline, Ubisoft revoked The Crew from people who had bought it digitally, attaching a message saying, "You no longer have access to this game. Why not check the store to pursue your adventures?" To many, this was an outrage.
That is absolutely outrageous. It's as if someone spit in your face, honestly. Also, talking about this, let me go get the link for the petition. Wait, let me link it in chat. If you are a European or an UK citizen, please consider signing the petition. Yeah, thank you so much. I sadly can't. Switzerland is not part of it, so the only thing I can do is to share the link. So please, if you didn't, please consider doing so for the sake of gaming's future. Yeah. I just got informed about that last night. Unfortunately, I'm not European, but I hope the bill gets passed. Oh, it's okay. Yeah, I'm also not like... it's ironically that I live in the middle of Europe. But Switzerland is not officially an European nation country, so I sadly cannot sign it as well. But please consider sharing, or yeah, please. If you're in the EU or in UK, please consider signing for the sake of the future of gaming overall, and share the link if you are able to people you might know that could sign up to this. That would be really cool. Thank you. Yeah, thank you so much.
It essentially meant that you never owned your games to begin with. Ubisoft can just take them away. This also more recently happened with Concord. It barely came out for a week and then the servers were offline. If you bought the disc copy, you were played like an idiot. The Stop Killing Games initiative argued that it wasn't really legal. It was very weird for live service games to just shut down like that without giving players an alternative. With Ross Scott on his YouTube channel saying that games as a service is fraud. One thing to note is that this initiative wasn't forcing publishers or developers to keep game servers online forever. What it simply wanted was to have a way to access these games after the servers went offline, by allowing players to host their own servers, for example. Arguing that if taking games down like this would become the norm, then
I think this is absolutely reasonable and fair. I think this is absolutely reasonable and fair to do. I don't see why this bill shouldn't be passed, honestly. But I might be speaking out of a very biased point of view. So yeah, but yeah.
way too many games would become lost media, because that's what The Crew and Concord are right now. They're essentially lost media. It was classified as a European Citizens Initiative, in which European citizens could sign it, and if it would reach 1 million signatures, then it would be talked about in the European Parliament. It would initially get a couple 100,000 signatures until a certain person would speak out against it in the most aggressive way possible. Of course, we're talking about our good old friend, PirateSoftware. He felt so passionate about this topic that he made 2 videos about it, very shortly after it launched in the summer of 2024. Now look, we're not going to watch the whole video, I just want to show you the first 10 seconds. Let's do this.
Hi, my name is Jason Thor Hall, also known as PirateSoftware Online. I've been in the gaming industry for about 20 years. I used to work at Blizzard Entertainment, then Amazon Game Studios, and now I own my own studio, PirateSoftware, by the same name. It's an indie studio, and I've been...
There's just something about this guy, man. I don't know. I can't explain it. Anyway, he worked at Blizzard Entertainment for around 7 years, guys, and he vehemently opposed every single thing this initiative stood for. arguing that it would kill live service games and kill gaming in general, completely misunderstanding what this initiative was even about, and using his massive influence, which was still present at the time, to kill it instantly. I want to be clear here. In this video, he tries his best to appear level-headed, professional even, echoing the genius that you first saw in his YouTube shorts at the end of 2023. But on his stream, oh my god, this guy was a mess. These are the very nice things he had to say about this initiative. Watch.
Okay.
Shit, now this is actually really dumb. It's used car salesman garbage. This is shit. It's shit. Not only do I not want to back this, I'm going to actively tell people not to. That is awful. That is a horrible goddamn direction. That's awful, dude. No. Eat my entire ass. The level of stupid that I just had to receive was like sitting on Twitter for 12 hours. This
No, yeah, according to him, this is the worst thing that's ever been made by humanity. Like, this is like, oh my god, you'd think that this is actually going to end gaming as we know it. But it's not. It's seeking to do the opposite.
shit sucks. That's a really stupid ass move. That's an incredibly stupid ass move. I think this is ass. This is complete garbage. All of this can eat shit then. I dropped the mask entirely.
In his very professionally level-headed video, he says this.
It's incredibly important to me that we keep making games and that the next generation has the tools to do so that our medium doesn't die out.
But that's exactly what Stop Killing Games wants to do. The whole point of this initiative is for this medium to not die by allowing so many games to become lost media. And yet, this is what PirateSoftware was saying about this whole thing.
I think live service games getting sunsetted is fine. I've always thought that. And that's okay. There's nothing wrong with that.
I mean, at this point, there's no comment. When he would start receiving quite a bit of backlash, of course, now there's more dislikes, but when it first released, I'd say 30% of the like to dislike ratio was dislikes. He made this pinned comment, outlining some points that don't really help his very aggressive reaction that came out of nowhere, and then ended it with a quotation saying he won't even talk to Ross, who is the founder of Stop Killing Games, to which he replied with, correct.
Thank you for the 100 biddies, Ethanol. Yeah, this guy, it's unbelievable. I am lost of words.
I think his position is disingenuous due to his comments about how this could be pushed through government. It's a bad direction, removes validity for what the initiative is trying to do, portrays the process in an incorrect manner, and just builds sensationalism. Thinking that kind of language is okay puts him squarely on my not worth it to talk to list, as there are others that could have a more productive conversation. So what he's talking about is this slide here. This one slide in the entirety of this initiative is the only reason why he refuses to talk to Ross. It says, reasons the European Citizens Initiative could pass. Politicians like easy wins. Politicians mostly don't care about video games. The law is already unclear on this practice. The initiative is in line with other consumer policies. It's a diversion from more serious topics. Now, according to Ross, this was a half-truth, half-joke slide. And I think that's how a normal person would view it. I don't think it was tone deaf in any way, but it angered the hell out of PirateSoftware for some reason. I don't know why. Some people theorize that it's because he got close to Ludwig, and together they founded the games publisher Off-Brand Games. When the Stop Killing Games initiative came out, they were in
The funniest thing was the response of the European gaming lobby. First, they say what it hurts the consumer, and then explain the 3/4 of the document why the giant corporations will lose on it, spending like 2 points on the consumer side. No, they didn't. They didn't. He misunderstood the movement. He had an extremely strong stance on it. Got his wrist slapped publicly and now doesn't back down strictly because his ego cannot comprehend being wrong for 1 second. I just signed it. Oh, let's go. Thank you for signing. Thank you, thank you. Yes, I hope this bill goes through. It will change so many things, because if in the EU, if this bills go through in the EU, as a thing said beforehand, as Mina said beforehand, it will make waves. It will make waves. Yeah. It will make waves. No, it was even worse. The European Games Lobby basically went, but my planned obsolescence. Oh god, no. I know I asked this already, but I don't think I got answered, so I might just ask again, just in case. But my sister's thinking about watching you stream. This is so out of context right now, but yes, I am, like, Twitch is a 13+ website, so this should be okay. I do not aim to do adult content. I do not aim to, you know... Yeah. Does it make less consumers buy title sequels or something like that? No, that's just shit. Okay, I'll tell her. Sure, thanks for asking though. Indie games are so peak, they are. They are. Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely. There's so many gems. There's so many gems. Poor studios just don't have this big studio moolah to do marketing for them. But hey, genuinely, indie games are nice. Give them a try, really. And usually they're just what? $5, $7, $10, $12 max? Yeah, consider. I mean, heck, stop subscribing to me. Stop putting bits to me and support an indie developer. Do that. It's literally how shall I say? I promise it's worth it. It's worth it, really. Yeah. Do it. Yeah. Yeah.
In the process of releasing a live service multiplayer game. So there was definitely some sort of a conflict of interest here. Regardless, this European Citizens Initiative had a 1-year deadline. It would be automatically closed on the 31st of July, 2025. And by the end of June, it barely had 500,000 signatures, which meant it had no hope of ever reaching 1 million, or so it seemed. This was until Accursed Farms, the channel owned by Ross Scott, would release a video titled The End of...
Money.
No, I'm Sarah. Thank you. Thank you. I appreciate the 1,000 biddies. Thank you so much. Thank you for the 1,000. Thank you. But please consider supporting indie devs, indie studios as well. I promise it will be worth it. It will be worth it. We need to push indie games more, really. Yeah. Please do that. Let's shift the power a bit, okay? Let's shift the power in gaming a little bit. Okay. I placed my mic on the other side of my monitor. I want to see if it sounds better. Oh, for what? It's 1,376,116 signed people in that petition right now. Oh, yes, really? Let's fucking go. Sorry, I don't wanna cuss. Excuse my language. Especially indie games made by people who worked at Blizzard. Yeah. Oh man.
Stop Killing Games. It's an hour-long video that kind of reminds us what this initiative is about, how we got here, the feedback and criticism he's received, the changes he's made, and of course the majority of the video is him responding to PirateSoftware's very aggressive criticisms. Most of the clips of PirateSoftware crashing out over the Stop Killing Games initiative were actually from this video. Ross addresses every single one and ended up, whether intentional or not, making PirateSoftware look like a clown who had no idea what he was talking about. This video almost has 1 million views.
Yes!
And many people watched it. Some of those people happen to be way bigger content creators than PirateSoftware. And seeing that this very important initiative was very close to failure, tried their best to bring as many people as possible to sign it. For example, Moist Critical talked about it in his videos at over 3.5 million views. Hell, even Jacksepticeye talked about it on his second channel, and the video's sitting at over 1 million views. People understood that this initiative wasn't just a good thing for video games, it was integral to ensure its survival for the future. Hell, even Minecraft creator Notch had something to say about it, tweeting, "Hey guys, just got back to gaming after a brief break. Wait, why is there a Nepo baby doubling down over there? Adding, if buying a game is not a purchase, then pirating them is not theft."
I own that one. I own that one. Oh.
Truly solidified the position of PirateSoftware in the Hall of Fame of
Work that
lolcows.
Blizzard
It was
award.
undeniable at this point. His stupidity had made an entire movement succeed, just purely on the basis of him being so unaware of what was going on. He lacked the most basic form of self-awareness. And thanks to that, the Stop Killing Games initiative not only reached 1 million signatures, but is currently at over 1.3 million in overdrive. About to reach 1.4 million any time now, with the UK petition reaching double the signatures required.
Hell
We even had a
yeah!
vice president of the European Parliament voicing support for this initiative and signing the petition himself while urging other Europeans to do the same. This initiative gained so much traction that a publisher group full of the biggest publishers on the planet, including EA and Ubisoft, for example, responded saying that these proposals would curtail developer choice and that it was unsustainable and unfeasible. In other words, they were very scared that this could actually pass. Being a gamer myself, I wish this initiative the best of luck in Parliament, and I truly hope it passes. When I buy a digital game, I'd like to know that I actually own it and that it won't be taken away from me at any given moment.
Absolutely.
But while this initiative was gaining a lot of positive attention, PirateSoftware, on the other hand, was gaining all the negative attention. He's currently bleeding over 10,000 subscribers daily on his YouTube channel and has currently lost a massive chunk of his viewership on Twitch. I mean, look at these numbers. He used to peak 15,000 concurrent viewers and is now down to 5,000. That's...
Look, I usually don't want to chant glory on someone's downfall, but deserved. Deserved. Deserved.
1/3 of where he used to be 7 months ago. And that's without mentioning all the followers he's been losing. I mean, look at this, minus 50,000 just in July. Additionally, this renewed scrutiny has prompted many YouTubers like Coding Jesus and Slop News Network to analyze the code that he writes on stream, concluding that a child, a literal toddler, can probably do a better job. Seriously, this is the gift that keeps on giving. Because, of course, instead of just apologizing, taking a step back, taking the L for once, admitting you made a mistake, maybe taking some advice that Dr. K gave you, he would triple down or quadruple down. I guess I can't even keep track at this point, and make this post saying the most interesting narrative is that my video somehow killed the initiative. This graph shows that the initiative already had a downward trend in interest when my videos dropped. My videos do not seem to have had any impact on the movement at all. Making me the villain did though. Best of luck with your next steps. So at this point, I can't help but be impressed how much he's willing to die on hills that don't matter. People aren't even tracking cumulative signatures and daily signatures. They just understood that this initiative is worth fighting for, it's very important for the longevity of games as a medium, and that you, with your massive platform, not only criticized it very aggressively, thinking that this was going to be an easy win that made you out to be a genius, but urged all your audience, all your strong community to not sign it when they were telling you to sign it initially. That's how you even found out about the initiative. He would then later tweet this, saying, I am no longer working at Off-Brand Games. People were attacking all of the games we were publishing and trying to mass review bomb them. You can dislike the things I say, but this kind of behavior is unhinged. Learned a lot there, accomplished a lot, hope they succeed regardless, loved those dudes and loved working with them, hope they keep cooking. Ludwig would reply to this, saying, Stop Killing Games is a good initiative, but a few bad actors review bombed / harassed developers of the games we support at Off-Brand Games. Appreciate Thor stepping down for the betterment of the devs and their games, to which he would get community noted. The note
I mean, yeah, better.
Note said, Rivals of Either 2 has not been review bombed. Verifying this is as easy as opening the Steam page and looking at the graph of reviews. And if we go to the game, scroll down, and look at the graph that shows review trends, we can very clearly see that there's no review bombing going on. If anything, there's positive bombing. Look at all these positive reviews in June.
Yeah.
But hey, anything to be the victim, right? In fact, the guy became such a victim that I think
he just lied on that. He lied.
He started losing his mind. He started comparing his current situation with the Stop Killing Games initiative to Coney 2012. I mean, dude, no, I'm sorry. This is a full-fledged, fully developed and evolved lolcow. There's no way you can say this while being self-aware. It's impossible. And after months of complaining about people brigading and harassing him, he does the same exact thing to Coding Jesus. He would leave a comment on his code review video and would then link his comment to his chat so that they can go upvote it in an effort to ratio the video itself. Like, how petty is that? Come on, man.
You make a link to it? You have to click on the little 6 hours edited? Aha! So that doesn't seem to do it? Oh, do I have to right-click on this and then copy link address? And then do that? Is that what does this? Ah, it does highlighted comment. There we go. Boop. There's my comment on it.
Just a ban?
Enjoy.
What?
And I also have a whole argument with a whole bunch of people and the replies in there so they can see what's going on with it. I talked them through the entire thing of why I did that all in an array, because that is not normal practice to do that, and it's specifically so that you guys can reverse engineer the game and solve the ARG. Sometimes doing bad practice has meaning, which is...
Whatever, man. He later deleted this VOD because this literally breaks YouTube TOS. This breaks every aspect of terms of service when it comes to brigading and harassment. I mean, at this point, can this get any worse? Yes. He'd be asked about his opinion when it comes to Stop Killing Games finally reaching 1 million signatures, and he said, "I'm going to be honest with you. I hope that your initiative gets everything that you asked for, but nothing you wanted, and I'll leave it there." See, if I was 12 years old, I would have probably thought this was really cool, but now it's just edgy beyond cringe. But listen, as much as this was a ridiculous roller coaster ride on the Lolcow Express, someone did end up asking him, "Hey man, would you consider making an apology video, setting everything straight? Because you know what, this is still salvageable. You can still redeem yourself." And here's what he had to say.
Put up a video saying you were wrong with every situation and the internet move on. I am not doing that. I don't give a fuck. Yeah, simply bend the knee and lie about how you feel, and everyone will stop bullying you. That's a great idea, dude. Yeah, no. Eat shit.
This guy is so hopeless, man. Now, I will say this because I'm sure this will appear in the comments. Yes, I'm aware that PirateSoftware is a massive furry, and I'm also aware that he was legally married to someone, and during that marriage...
Oh no, not the furry stuff. No. Hey yo, Karin, thank you so much for the subby. Thank you. Thank you so much. Thanks for the support. I appreciate. Thank you. Welcome in. Ahoy! Ahoy. Yeah, someone married him.
He got in contact with one of the Kickstarter backers of Earthbound, the game he's working on, and started a very inappropriate 18+ relationship with them while being married. Yes, he committed adultery. The reason why I didn't mention this in the video is because it doesn't really matter in the grand scheme of things. If he had just apologized during the WoW Classic incident, this coming out wouldn't have done anything to him, because guess what? Most of these messages involved 18+ roleplay, but more specifically, furry roleplay. Yes, they would literally say to themselves, pets you, nuzzles you, plays with your tail, and then get, more 18+ into it. Yes, most people couldn't even read one page of chat logs because of how cringy it is. So I'm so convinced it wouldn't have done anything to his reputation. It's meaningless to talk about. But if you're interested, you can check out this video by Fearful Tears titled PirateSoftware, the most delusional Twitch streamer. Look, PirateSoftware is a lesson, not just in content creation, but in quite literally anything. Normal people make mistakes, and geniuses make mistakes too. We're all human. Admitting that you make a mistake isn't you admitting that you have...
I saw those logs. I will not dare to go there. Parrot is one freaky A down bad furry. I will not go there. I will need holy bleach for my brain. No.
have a weakness. No, on the contrary, never admitting that you're wrong is a weakness in itself, because it shows how insecure you are, how fragile of an ego you have, and it'll only make people want to avoid you. I mean, what's the point? PirateSoftware is the stupid person's definition of a genius, and he managed to ride that wave for a little while. But now the party's over, and he only has himself to blame. He'll still be a content creator, he'll still have a sizable audience, but he'll never be able to touch the sky like he did at the end of 2023. And they're never coming back unless he finally humbles his dumbass. Anyway, thank you so much for watching the entire video up until the end. I really appreciate it. And I'll see you in the next video fairly soon. Yeah, I love you so much. Mwah.
Thank you so much for the video, Mojin. Was super insightful. I learned a lot. I didn't know, like, I knew maybe 10% of everything in here, so absolutely great summary. Thank you for the work. I really appreciate. Thank you. And yes, Friendly Fire, yeah. Imagine 2015 era Tumblr Uvu roleplay messages, but those down bad are very awful. No, I don't want to imagine it. I'm good. I'm good. The pirate is better than him. Looks like him, yeah. Ahoy, how are you? Have you seen the clip with his dad? No. No. Do I want to see it? I don't know. I don't think I want to. I don't think I want to. I think I'm good. I think I know everything that needs to be known, and let's just leave it at that. I worked at Blizzard Entertainment for 7 years. I was the first second generation employee. Yeah. So that's that.